Ladies and gentlemen, today GM orders an immediate halt to new Corvettes and other vehicles shipping on Jack Cooper Transports. Hello everyone, our friends over at the Saratoga Automobile Museum are offering up this beautiful brand new 2025 C8 Z06 with the Z07 Performance Package plus an extra $20,000. As you can see, it is a convertible, it's in red mist, and it comes with the natural dipped interior. Absolutely beautiful. And because you are a Brink of Speed watcher, right now they're giving 50% bonus tickets by clicking on my link, and it will be in the description and in the pinned comment as you're seeing here on the screen now. Click on one of those links and it brings you to this page. Click on this or any of these entries. You'll see the Brink 50 here. Enter all your information here, click continue. It'll have you fill out your credit card information and you're all entered to win. Now the Saratoga Automobile Museum is raising money for automobile safety and also educational programs. Now, if you decide you do not want this Z06, which I can't imagine why you wouldn't, they will give you $75,000 instead. So good luck everyone. I cannot wait to see who wins this beautiful Z06. Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today I'm going to get into this big news, but first I just wanted to let everyone know, don't panic. This is probably going to get worked out through GM pretty quickly with the Jack Cooper Transports, and it all has to do with Ford. Ford is actually the one that caused this to happen. So I'm going to get into all of that, give you guys all the details on that. But real quick, before we get into it, please do me two huge favors. Number one, smash that thumbs up button if you're excited about the episode. And number two, smash that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Help me reach my goal of 100,000 subs in the year 2025. All right, let's get into it. All right, so before we get into the major news, I wanted to go over some brief news with you. Today, there was a Export 2025 Corvette 01 that showed up at Saratoga. And I was texted earlier today from someone over there at Saratoga by the name of Jeff Zippity Doodah. And it's also here on CorvetteBlogger.com. And just wanted to show you guys that this is a ZR1 headed overseas. It made a stop there before it ended up at the port. And this is a ZTK package. Looks like it's a coupe. It's got the normal stock wheels, the yellow calipers, yellow seat belts, the black seats with the yellow stitching. It's a beauty, and it's obviously a 3LZ. It's got the level 2 carbon fiber, and it has also got the stealth package. And there's your VIN. Looks like number 18. Great job, Zippity, for getting this information to us. All right, everybody, so we know that on February 6th, it was Happy National ZR1 Allocation Day, and there were quite a few dealerships that had ZR1 allocations. And so I just wanted to say to everyone out there who was lucky to grab one of those allocations, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. And I cannot wait until this happens. Tuesday, the 11th, looks like we will have the build and buy configurator on Chevrolet.com. But yeah, and then on the 13th, we'll actually be able to place those orders on those ZR1s. So really, really great news. It's happening. This is actually blowing my mind. You guys know that I've said in past videos that I didn't think that Chevrolet was going to come through and this was going to actually be a 2025, but it is, and that is great. All right, we're to the big one now. And if you're waiting on a 2025 Corvette to be delivered, you can thank Ford Motor Company for the delay. So the question that I have here is, how much of a delay is there going to be? I hope not super long. I know that General Motors is in talks with the Jack Cooper Transport on trying to figure out how to pay them more money. And the reason why that is because Ford after having a very long-term, 40-year long-term deal with the shipping company, Jack Cooper. They just up and quit them. And so Jack Cooper lost a ton of its annual revenue because of that. And they're still trying to figure out why Ford dropped them. They don't have an explanation. They have nothing to go off of as to why that happened. But in the meantime, they are negotiating with GM, trying to figure out a way for them to pay them a little bit more so that they can actually continue to do the job of transportation for all of these manufacturers. It says the sudden decision by Ford to exercise a clause that allowed the cancellation of the contract at its discretion has already forced the trucking company to lay off about 400 workers at a Missouri facility and permanently close a facility with 89 more employers in Michigan. The Teamsters Union, which represents many of those workers, has vowed to fight for their jobs. Sources also tell us that Ford has not given a reason to Jack Cooper for ending the deal before it was set to expire, prompting Senators Roger Marshall of Kansas and Josh Hawley of Missouri to ask Ford CEO Jim Farley to provide an explanation for suddenly terminating such a long-standing partnership. So again, there's not a great explanation on here. I wanted to bring this to your all's attention just so that you would know what was going on. I'm sure that you've seen this article. It has absolutely blown up on CorvetteBlogger.com with 185,000 views already. So I'm sure most of you have seen this, but if you haven't, this is the information. This article will be linked down in the description below, along with the other two that I talked about before this one. But if you're waiting on a 2025, how long is this going to delay your car from showing up at the dealership? We already know that in past years, well, really ever since the 2020 C8 Corvette has come out, we've had nothing but delays, whether it was COVID, whether it was a tornado hitting the plant, shortages at the plant, you name it. We've had delays with this Corvette. And so to hear that this is something else that's getting in the way of Corvettes being delivered really sucks. And I hope, like I said, that it happens to be negotiated very quickly and we can get these Jack Cooper transports back on the road very, very quickly. So let me know in the comments down below if you've heard if your transporter had been stopped and halted from coming to your dealership. Another part of that article is GM actually ordered all their vehicles to be taken off of those transports and brought back to their yard because of the fact that obviously if something were to go wrong with their negotiations, it could jeopardize those cars. So anyway, in the meantime, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, if this happened to you, let me know what your dealer's telling you is going on, and just give me as much information as you can get. Obviously, you see on this article, there's not much more information. There's not any kind of solution in mind in this article. But that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. Even though some of it was bad news, at least there was a bit of good news in the beginning. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys out on the road.